Hi, good evening everybody. In this video, we're going to take a look at the 7 questions I outlined going into the season. Coming up. All right, guys. I'm just going to throw one video out there tonight, I think, because I just haven't had time. I just got in. And I outlined a quick video just so we can get one up there and talk a bit about the boys, because we are a little over 3 weeks away from our first preseason game. Let's discuss this and get your take on this, guys. These are just questions. There's no particular order, but I'll work it from the bottom up where I think it should start. And here we go. All right, the first question is, will the fans return this year? I know that most of you are going to say probably not, but I think they will, because last year, I think a lot of surprise happened, a lot of good happened, a lot of hope happened, and the fans really took to them that went there, and the word gets around that, hey, you know what, we're competitive again, we're starting to be good again. And historically speaking, the Sabres fans have always supported the team. You know, like, this is really one of those things. I think what happened too, I know you guys were saying COVID's not really the reason, but COVID kicked in and kind of gave people momentum not to spend money, to be careful, not to spend hundreds of dollars on a game where you're just going to go and see them lose, right? So will the fans return? I lean towards yes. I think the fans will be better this year. They averaged about 10,000 a game last year, which wasn't awful, but it's way out of the norm for Buffalo. It's way out of the norm. So it's awful, you know. But will the fans return? I think they will. I think they will this year. That's just my feel. I know if I lived in Buffalo, I'd be going, but that's just me. All right, next question. Will Quinn and Peterka cut the team? I think there's a good chance that, I think Quinn is pretty much a lock. I think Peterka will have to just push a bit more for it. I think Peterka might be even more ready than people think to cut this team and to just cut it permanently. He's put a lot of time in, even over the whole COVID thing. He put a lot of time in, which was nice to see. And let's face it, I mean, these guys are a little, I wouldn't say too good for the AHL, but they will be this year. You know, if they go into the AHL this year, they're just going to rip it up, and we need them on our parent team because we need the help. So I lean towards yes, I believe both. I've seen some people out there worried that Peterka's not going to make the team. I don't see why not. Why wouldn't he make the team? There's no way you can take a young stud like that and just avoid putting him on the team because you want to give a roster spot to somebody who's average. It makes no sense, right? I mean, this guy, he's really a first rounder. I know he's a second rounder, but he's really a first rounder that's really come into his own. So, Quinn and Peterka, I say yes. Again, I'll go with yes on this because I think they will. Here's a big one. How will Comrie hold up in nets? Now, that's a good one because I got no clue, guys. I don't know what to think. I know his numbers were good last year. I know I like his demeanor when you hear him talk, how he talked about how he was impressed by the Sabres last year when he played against them. But will he hold up is the question. There's no way to know. There's no way to know. But the odds are good because I believe the odds are decent because Adams is the one that zeroed in on this guy. And his age is good. You know, he's not too old, he's not too young. And he's hungry to be a starter. He's very hungry. I mean, he was behind Hellebuck. He didn't have much of a chance in Winnipeg. So now he's got his shot. And he should take it and run with it at least for a few years till guys like Devin Levi come up or Eric Pertillo and these guys start coming up, UPL. I mean, once these guys start coming up, it's going to be hard for him to hold on to the reins as number one. Rightfully so. That's the nature of the game. So will Comrie hold up? I don't know. I just don't know. I hope so because it'll make a world of difference for our team this year, guys, if we have good goaltending. My goodness. All right, next question. Fourth question, right? Yeah. Will Tage Thompson and Jeff Skinner repeat last year? Will they both have 30-goal seasons, 35-goal seasons? I think they will. I do. I think Skinner's found his game again. I think for good now, till age is the thing that gets in the way of his production, not his mental state, you know? Skinner now he can play hockey again under Granato. He can just play his game. Tage Thompson's developed into, I think Tage is going to get more than that, but I'm going to just leave it at that. Provided these two stay healthy. That's the key. If these two stay healthy, there's no reason they can't just come right back this year and even be better. I don't see why not. So will Tage and Skinner repeat their big seasons of last year, those 30-plus goal seasons? I say yes. I think they're going to. I think they're both going to. Unless injury, something bad happens that way. Dare I say COVID, you know? I don't want to go there. Next question. Will a Sabre win the Calder? And I'm talking Jack Quinn, JJ Peterka, Owen Power. Will one of these guys win the Calder this year and be Rookie of the Year? I think the odds are good. We have 3 good young studs there that should be able to do something towards winning Rookie of the Year. It's not a big concern for me, but it would be fun to see if all these guys got into it, all having good seasons and they're kind of the favorites and all on the same team would be something to see, eh? But will a Buffalo Sabre win the Calder? I'm going to go on record saying yes. I'm convinced yes. But there's a whole bunch of young guys all over the league. But I think we're just due for some stuff like that to happen for our team. Things are due to change, guys, and in so many ways. So I give that a big yes. Will we have a winning record? There's one for you. Will the Sabres have a winning record? I mean, this is what it's all about this year, really, I think. If we can have a winning record this year, then we have a shot at making a push to get into the playoffs. It depends on our start, folks, I believe. I think that how we come out of the gate's important, the first 16 games. The first 16 games, the first fifth of the season for this bunch, this young bunch, is really key. Because we're going to have a West trip to open the season. There's things. I was looking at the schedule. Then we're going to have some home games. There's a good chance we can have a good start. But then again, I don't have any clue how we're going to start. I just don't. You know, if we start poorly, by chance, we start like 4-8-4 or something, and then the Sabres turn it on, I'll be just as impressed with them because that means they came out of that. And again, they're knocking on the door again of success, basically. You know, I think a good start is what's going to be key to have a winning season. I would like to see this season, folks, be over 500 all year. I would like to come out 1-0 right from that point on, not be under 500. That's what I'd like to see happen. It's been too damn long since we've had a season like that, and we're due. So if the Sabres can come out strong, come out with the right attitude, which I think they're going to. I don't want to harp too much about the attitude thing. I think they're going to be fine there. But getting a quick start is going to be very, very important. And we could surprise big time this year. We've seen it happen to other teams. Why not us? And the final question, and I'll pull that away, and now I can see it. Here's the big one, the big one. Will we make the playoffs? Will we make the playoffs? And most of you are saying, are you crazy? I'm not saying we will. Will we? Is what I'm saying. Will we make the playoffs? If the Sabres can make the playoffs this year, I think Granato's a lock for Coach of the Year. I think Adams is a lock for General Manager of the Year. And there's going to be other awards that are given to our team. I mean, my goodness, if the Sabres make the playoffs this year, I guarantee you guys, and I guarantee I'm right about this too, the entire NHL will be pulling for us come playoff time, guys, except whoever we're playing against. If we're playing Boston in the first round or something, of course, they're not going to, Bruins fans aren't going to be cheering for the Sabres, not like that. But if the Sabres got in, and somebody in, I don't know, could be in Nashville is watching the Sabres in the playoffs, I guarantee you they're going to root on the Sabres. Everybody's seen how pathetic of a decade that we had. And I think that hockey fans, as hard as they can be with teams and with criticisms and they can easily flip to the side of rooting for the underdog at the same time. I've always been that way my whole life. I've always cheered for the underdogs, folks. Always. I always did. Like that year that LA won their first Stanley Cup, I was so pulling for them to beat New Jersey. And it's not like I had anything against New Jersey, but Jersey had 3 cups. LA had none in their entire history, right? So I wanted to see them break through and win their first Stanley Cup. It was so exciting to see happen too. I mean, that's one of those playoffs that I still remember. I always will cheer for the underdogs to get things done. It's the way I am as a fan. But can the Sabres, and for real, make the playoffs? Could they make the playoffs? Yes, they could. Yep, I think they could. Will they? I have no clue, but they could. Why? Because we haven't played game 1 yet. We just haven't played game 1. There's no way to know. If the Sabres start something like 12-2-2, everybody's going to be talking playoffs, and that's when I'll be saying, way too early to jump there, way too early. That's what I'll be saying. And if we started like 4-8-4, I'd be saying we're not out of it yet. So, you know what I mean? Guys, it's a long season. We'll see what the boys do. I'm excited, as you can tell. I want hockey to get back here. I'm going nuts, guys. I really am, you know. September's here, hockey's around the corner. I'm feeling it. All right, guys, that's it. I'm just throwing this one up for tonight. I'll have a full schedule coming at you this long Labor Day weekend, and I will see you at some point tomorrow. Have a great night, guys.